Okay, hey there guys, so in today's war we're going up against SSX. It's going to be another pretty short war for me, but I didn't really want to clip it into another war. I just haven't felt like doing that yet this season and just like putting it in. My war is going to be very, very fast. As you can see, the two champions I have are both pretty quick champions to fight with. Um, so I'm just throwing on my boosts. I was I was considering going for that 10% attack boost because Gallon really doesn't get much out of attack boosts from what I remember. I don't think they affect him. Throwing on the invulnerability because it's Silver Surfer. We're not going to talk about why I needed invulnerability, please. We're not going to bring that up. So I was just making sure I had my right masteries on. Again, I had a lot of mastery points I wasn't using, but I had all the points in that I needed. And it's not like really anything else would have given anything to Gallon. So I just didn't feel like putting them in because I was going to want them back into suicides later on in the war for Nebula. So for this fight, I just really wanted spam hits. If I could get him to trigger his armor phase, that would be great, because then I'll just go absolutely crazy with getting my planetary mass, but I couldn't quite time it. I didn't want to try to like force that to happen, so it didn't quite happen that great. And he ended up getting his power gain on SP1, which is literally the worst case scenario you can have with a Surfer fight, because then he just gains so much power throughout the fight. And right here, then he gains the double Fury. Again, literally the two I didn't want him to get, and I'm also trying to play the backboard brawler, so that's why I was like dashing back in the middle there, just making sure I don't push him against the wall so I don't give him just too much stuff. And here I'm like, okay, that's a good place, I'm going to throw it, and he lives at 10%. I was pretty annoyed there, and I didn't want to push him to SP3. I probably should have, considering I had the invulnerability boost on still. So I ate the SP2 into block, which took a little bit of damage onto my block. And as you can see, that's the only fight for my section 1 here. I have to drop my white Magneto here for this Joe Fixit for someone else to take. They do a pretty good job on that Joe Fixit. So this SSX war was a pretty good one. They've had a very solid start to the season. They were podium before this war. I don't know if they're still podium after this war, but I know they were podium beforehand. And yeah, they've been having a very good run, and I was over there putting on a 10% boost for that. Yeah, I don't know if it was the smartest, but I didn't really feel like wasting a bigger boost, and I was only taking one fight, and I didn't feel like I really needed too much more. So here I have this Captain Sam. I don't feel like I've fought him in war before, so I actually end up forgetting I didn't know an ability he actually had, which I'll explain it kind of when it comes up. So this fight has the buffet, right? But Gallon is Nullify immune, so I'm really just going to gain planetary mass every time he tries to nullify me. And my officer told me to go for SP3 because he auto-blocks your specials, right? And I need a fair bit of planetary mass to kill him here because he has the glancing for most of the fight because he gains armors very, very quickly. And I don't want to glance a special or something like that, or he like blocks my special and then I get comboed because of that. So they just told me go for SP3, and that was easy enough to go for. So I just throw in the Power Start 1 just to speed up the process. As you can see, I think even when I glance, I still gain planetary mass. Actually, no, I don't think I do. I'm actually not sure. It's kind of 50-50. So now I have locked on, and I didn't realize it here, but if you notice, every time I'm glancing, I'm taking 800 damage. And I did not, for some reason, realize this in the middle of the fight. I just thought I took a ton of block damage, because I was like, for some reason, I'm dashing back on his SP1, but sometimes with those jump in ones like that, it just sometimes doesn't quite like back you up when it should. So I'm like, man, why am I taking so much damage here? So I'm just going to try to keep on going, and I'm still not realizing the 3k tick I'm taking when I glance. 5k, 4k. I'm like, wait, what just happened? During my SP1, because I just took a couple in a row. I was like, wait, why did I just lose so much health? Only to a little bit after this war was done, I just happened to go into a chat with some friends, and one of them had sent a text about how they took Sam with Gallon on that node, and they're like, why did I lose 50% of my health? I'm like, wait, I just took the same fight and lost the same amount of health. What the heck? Yeah, so apparently when he's locked on, you take damage when you glance against him, and I just didn't know this. That was kind of a blunder on my part, but my health never got low enough for that to really be a concern, and I don't even have to heal him up because I have no more fights with Gallon after this one. This is the final fight for me this war, and I still have my power start on. So my plan for this, because as you see he has the same glancing node, I actually end up missing my plan a little bit. My plan is get 10 charges as quick as I can, so that way I stop his second set of armors from appearing, right? So that I don't have to deal with the glance. I actually ended up putting on the global. I didn't really need to, but I just felt like it for fun. Um, so now I can go in and start hitting to build power, even though he gave me over half a bar of power just by tapping my block. And I'm just going to try to build as close to 20 as I can, and here is where my little blunder will come in actually. Right there, I drop my parry, which then actually lets him get his armor ups, and I could have glanced that. I had a 60% chance to glance, but luckily I didn't. I think I still would have finished the fight just fine even if I did glance, but it was definitely a bit of a mistake. So I'll try to avoid that next time, and here's the score. We had a pretty solid war. We went for 0. Really, really proud of us as always. Whoever that guy on MVP won for the other team is kind of a noob. They have a lot of noobs over there, especially people named like Matt and TJ. Just a lot of like weird guys on that team. It's kind of what it is, but it was a good job to the rest of the alliance there. So I hope they have a good rest of the season. They had a good start. They have some cool guys, I guess, there. I'll be seeing you guys soon. I hope your guys' war went well. Have a good one. Bye.